Corvus the Spirit Walker is finally here in Bloons TD 6 with the latest update 40, and guys, I have not even unlocked this thing. I mean, the update just came out and I'm so early to this thing that they still haven't even put out the patch notes. That's how early we are to this thing, and hopefully I can get this video out at least a couple of hours after the update has come out, but I haven't even unlocked this thing. So let's buy the hero now and let's play through it together. Let's do everything together. Let's see all the spells. Let's test everything. Let's see how it does in the game. But first off, let me unlock Corvus for the first time, and there we go. And that is Corvus. So first off, let's just kind of do a do we do a readout now, or do we actually let's just go into a game? So I'm gonna select easy and standard, but we're obviously going to go into these you know, more these later rounds for sure. Like we're gonna go up to around 100 for sure. But let's first off take a look at a couple of things. So first off, Corvus is 710, so he's actually one of the not the most I wouldn't say one of the most expensive heroes, but he's like I would say about mid-range or something like that. And here is how it looks. So first off, well, we kind of skipped over levels 1 and 2 because we have the monkey knowledge, but let's just read what everything does. So haunt the balloons are weakened and explode when popped, adding mana to the mana pool. Okay, so he haunts the balloons. The spirit attacks balloons anywhere on the map at Corvus' command. Learns spears. So these are the 3 spells it learns, and then the spirit grows in size and can hit more balloons. So I would assume that's a little bit of extra pierce to the spirit. So let's just see how this whole thing works. So the spirit seems to have global range, it looks like. So even though Corvus' range is like this, the spirit is attacking balloons as soon as they come out. And we also have the level 3 ability, but let's just see. So we're going to have round 4 actually. No, we're going to see on round 3, that is. We're going to see how much damage this thing does, the spirit, because I'm very curious of how this whole thing works. So Corvus is supposed to be basically, and we're going to go into the spells, but I kind of want to see how the basic mechanics, what the core basically of this hero is. So we're going to have, there we go, round 4, blue balloons incoming. So let's just see how strong this spirit is. So that seems to be, okay, so that is 1 damage actually, and I think it took out 4 balloons right there, so I think it has at least 4 pierce. That's kind of, I mean, it's kind of nice for a global kind of tower, I would say. But if you guys have noticed, the mana is still at 0 out of 800. Okay, so that's very interesting because the spirit attacking itself doesn't restore mana. Yeah, there we go. So now he's got 5 out of 800. So what he needs to do is basically he needs to position himself in order to haunt the balloons. So the spirit attacking and him haunting balloons work exactly as I thought they would. So they're just 2 separate projectiles, and Corvus the hero needs to haunt the balloon. There we go, just like that. You guys see that green little, I guess it's like a slimy thing or whatever. That's when the haunting of the balloon happens. So when that balloon pops, that is when he gets mana back. So that's a very interesting mechanic. And that is why he has this level 7 ability. If you guys have basically seen what this thing does, it is a teleport. So you kind of want to have this thing basically a hero placed where the action is. But I also think that these rounds are a little bit too easy. So okay, so first off, let's check out the spells because we are starting to get some mana. Oh, and look at this thing. So this is very interesting because now he starts with 3 spells, but 2 of these guys are kind of grayed out. Okay, wait, maybe actually they're grayed out because we don't have enough mana to use them. And look at this one at the bottom. It requires more and more mana to use. Wait, what is happening? So this one is scaling with the mana that we have, so it costs the full mana that we have. Okay, so let's start looking through these spells one by one. We have a lot to go through, so let's start with the first one. This one is called Spear. I know this one from the trailer. The Spear gains a slow-firing energy spear that arcs off small chain lightnings each time they pierce. I would assume it works. It's like a chain of lightning effect, but what does it mean each time they pierce? I'm not exactly sure. So let's click this spell and let's see. Do I have to drag this thing? Oh yeah, you can drag it. That's a very cool animation. You have the icon of the spell basically. Okay, so let's use this thing and let's see what happens. I guess orbiting around the spirit, and it is, oh my god, what is happening with these spells? Dismiss? What does this mean? Oh, so this spell is active and it drains mana while it's active. That's very interesting. But this is a good time to use the Dark Ritual, I think. Well, actually, let's wait for this round and let's check the mana first. 215, 362. Okay, that's very good. So this thing actually fills up the mana. So that's kind of a, if you need a little bit of mana, and he has no camo detection, that's good to know. But do we have a camo spell? Let's quickly, oh, let's test if the spear has camo. So let's use the spear. The spear does not have camo. Okay, I'm gonna dismiss this thing so it doesn't waste our mana, and let's move on to the second spell. So this one is called Aggression. The spear grows in size and attacks faster. How much stronger? Grows in size and attacks faster. Oh, actually, it doesn't even, wait, doesn't even increase its damage. It just grows in size and just gives you attack speed. Everything that you use drains mana, so you actually have to be very careful which spell do you have used, which begs the question, can we have more spells active at once? So for example, if I use this and if I use this, yes you can, but the mana goes, yeah, the mana just goes bye-bye. So you can have a lot of spells active together. That's very nice to know. It's a good time to see if the level 3 ability pops out Bloons, and yes it does. That's very good to know. So if you, I guess you can time the ability, right? And this seems to be in kind of a sort of a faster cooldown, I would say. Now let's check out this other spell. So this one is called Repel. The spirit gains a force field that pushes Bloons back whenever they're touched. Okay, so let's use the Repel spell. And the spirit is, well, the spirit cannot see Camo Bloons. So yeah, this Repel is not doing anything. But let me give it the Camo Village and let's see what it does. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be pushing them that much. Actually, I don't think it's pushing them at all. Yeah, that one seems like a little bit of an underwhelming spell, but at the same time, this one, but in comparison to the other ones, this one is on a cooldown. So that's very good to know. Let's check out this one. This one's called Echo. The spirit splits itself in two. Commands set to one are set to both. The Echo always targets first. Okay, that's very good to know. This one is a very expensive one. It's 300. This is the most expensive one that we cast so far. It's around 35, so let's use the Echo spell and let's see what it does. So basically you get two little drones, I guess. And this one, yeah, this one is a cooldown based ability as well. So this is the duration while it's green. So if you want some extra damage, I guess you want to be using this one. So maybe like when the Moab appears or something like that, we can do that. Let's check this one. This one is called Haste. The spirit movement and turning speed are greatly increased. So we're basically buffing the spirit as far as I can tell with all these spells. And we got this one. This is a new one that we got. Oh, and finally we have the teleport. So what is the valid location for the level 7 ability for the teleport? It seems to be, yeah, it's map wide. You can have them anywhere you want. Let's just try it. Let's just see how it looks. And let's just check the cooldown while we're at it. Yeah, the cooldown is kind of fast. All these spells, they seem to have a fast cooldown. And let's just keep using these abilities. So first off, Haste. Let's see what Haze does. It just moves a lot faster. And let's harvest some souls. Boom, we're at max mana. Let's move it back on the same spot that we had it. And yeah, so I guess there's a difference, and each row of spells means different things. So the first row seems to be spells that drain your mana. The second row is just a cooldown based row. Now let's check out this. We have one more left of this one, and these guys, they just keep unlocking themselves. So let's kind of see what this one does. This one is called Trample. A stampede of spirits moves down the track, crushing Bloons they pass. So this reminds you of a solid level 10 ability. This one is 180 mana, so not that much, but at the same time not that cheap either. So I think this is gonna be like a level 10 solid ability. Let's actually wait for round 39 and let's use this thing now. Yeah, there we go. It's exactly like that. Look at these guys. They're gonna just pop everything they go through. Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, so the second row of spells is done. This one is a spell that we didn't have, so we're gonna try this one now. This one is called Malevolence. The spirit merges with the spellbook. Oh, interesting. It releases an intense bloom popping mist around Corvus. Should we try this on the Moab? I think we should. Let me just use the level 3, which does a little bit of damage also, it seems like, but not that much, because I can see Bloons as well. Let's use the spear. Let's kind of deal with these guys. Oh my god, that's a lot of lightning. That is a lot of lightning. So let me, you know what, dismiss this one. Let's use the Malevolence. Merges with the spellbook, and it drains, how much is that? Like 6 mana, it seems like. And what is happening? Is it like the radius around Corvus turns into an Inferno Ring or something like that? It's only 60 mana to activate, and then it costs, how much? It's like, I think it drains like 6 mana. But how much damage does this thing do? Let me just get rid of the sniper and see. So this seems to be, it's not that much damage, but it's pulsing really fast. This is really cool. Oh my god, I'm loving this hero, but I think that this guy is gonna be a little bit of a menace to learn. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna take a while to learn all of this guy's spells, just to kind of be proficient in them, to just kind of use them fast and at the exact time. But you know what? It's gonna be fun learning it. Okay, so let's use the aggression to kind of do a little bit more damage to these guys. And I'm gonna dismiss it, and we have a lot more spells to go through. So first off, I'm kind of impressed by the spear. So let me use the spear again. Let's kind of see it. Yeah, oh my god, this thing is cleaning the map out. And let's cast a new spell. So Frostbound, the spirit freezes Bloons that it hits for a short time. Let's cast this one. This one seems to be another one. Yeah, it basically turns the spirit into an ice tower, it looks like. And this seems to be like a like an ice tower, but like a movable ice tower, I guess, a mobile ice tower, as you would say. And let me, what are we doing? Let me just get the MIB so that we can pop purples. Let's just not think about it. The spirit unleashes an onslaught of energy blades. This one is 120. Let's use this one. Let's see what this one does. It's homing projectiles. That's insane. Are they homing actually? They seem to, I don't know if they're homing. I mean, the spirit is on top of them, so it looks like they're homing, but I'm not sure if they actually are. Let's just replenish the mana. This seems like a very cool thing. So if you combine this with basically with this one, with the freeze one, you just keep Bloons in place, right? I mean, you have to be very careful with the way you're activating these spells. Okay, so we saw this one. This is Frostbound. This is basically the one that makes it an ice tower. Let's see what this one is. Ember. The spirit leaves a fire droplet on the track every few seconds that burns balloons going through them. Okay, so I would assume this is like a wall of fire type of thingy. So let's do it like this. Now let's see what this is gonna do. So I can see these little fires, and yeah, this is also like an activatable ability which goes on to a cooldown, and then these fires, yeah, they disappear. So this is a very short ability. That's what I'm noticing about these guys. They don't last that long. Okay, so these balloons are kind of going. Let me use this. I think this one is gonna be my favorite one, but just because it's the type of damage that you know. Like this reminds me of a Sun Avatar or like a ninja. It's like consistent damage. You can rely on this thing. And it looks really cool, actually. Okay, can I do a combo on 49? Let's try and do a combo. So let me just... I don't even know what's happening. So the trample is like a get out of jail card. So if balloons seem to be making it too far, we can just use the trample. But let's split it. Let's just make it do... Wait a minute. If I split it and if I use the aggression, are both of them gonna get crazy? Yes, they are. Look at this. And if I use the spear, do both of them get spears? I don't know. I can't see. Yes, they do. I think I see 2 spears, actually. Wait, that's a combo. That's such a good combo. Let me just deactivate one of these guys because... No, I should probably deactivate both of them because we're wasting way too much mana. But that's actually a combo. Let me harvest some mana as well. Oh my god. So all of these buffs, if you split them with the Echo, it seems like all these buffs, they transfer over. That's really good to know, actually. The Echo has a super long cooldown, by the way. They know. Ninja Kiwi knows that this is a very strong one. Yeah, the Echo is probably one of the best abilities that this thing has because it basically, whatever else you cast, well, I don't want to say whatever else, but I know that the first row gets duplicated, so that is very good to know. Ancestral Might, the spirit merges with the spell book, channeling the hand of the Ancient One to do massive damage. Oh my god, the hand of the Ancient One, sign me up. Okay, the hand of the Ancient One is missing all the balloons, so we're about to lose, I think. Oh no, the hand is doing a lot of damage, actually. It turned into a hand and it's actually clapping the balloons. It reminds me of the dinosaurs a little bit, I guess. It just claps everything. Oh my god, that's so funny. Now, what's this thing do? So is this like gonna be a strong single target damage or something like that? I think that's about where this thing goes. I think, yeah, just let the storm clean everything. The storm seems to be doing very well, but let me dismiss it for a second and let's check out this one. Temporarily use mana in place of lives when balloons get past your defenses. What? Wait a minute. Is this gonna work on Chimps mode? Can we leak on Chimps? I have so many questions. Let's use the fire. And then when I use the fire, let me just refresh everything. Let's freeze everything. Let's echo it up. Let's use the spear. Did I save this? I absolutely saved it. Oh my god, this here is gonna be so fun. Wow, I'm having so much fun with this thing. And it freezes the Moabs even. Look at that. Did you guys see? I mean, it expired, but it freezes the Moabs. It slows them as well. This one is called Vision. Temporarily lets the spirit see Kama. Oh my god. But you get this thing so late. You get this thing so late. We're like level 9. So what are the camel balloons that you're gonna see? Like I don't really know. Can I have the storm permanently active, by the way? Is there any chance for us to have something permanently active? Like the mana replenishes itself so fast that you don't even care that this thing is active. Let's turn it into a hand again. Let's see how good this... Oh my god, the hand is one-shotting everything. Yeah, the hand is way too good. But it's also, yeah, it's also I'm just noticing this, but it's 440. That's a lot of mana. But they one-shot ceramics and like 2-shot the Moab, so that's amazing. Okay, so let's do this thing. Let's cast the nourishment. So we're currently level 9, and if I cast this thing, we're level 9. Okay, so I just spent like 700 mana on this thing, and it converted into what? 700 XP? That doesn't sound like a lot. Let me use the trample. Let me use the ember. I'm kind of getting the hang of this thing, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I don't want to say that to lose, so let me just use all the spells. Let me use the storm as well. There's a Moab. I teleported him back. No, the Moab is gonna go out. No, it's not gonna go out. They actually saved it. We're losing a lot of mana, aren't we? We're gonna lose, but I still want to do it. I still want to cast this one, the Soul Barrier, which allows you to temporarily use mana in place of your... So let's cast it, and it's... How much mana do we get? Cast 760. So it uses 40 up for this thing. Yeah, exactly. So it uses 40 mana for the spell, and then the rest of the 760 get used as your mana shield, basically, which is very interesting. I'm curious to know if this thing works on Chimps mode. Okay, so the first BFB is out. I have the Echo and the Aggression active, and let's try and do it. I have the Storm selected, but I haven't got it cast. So if I use this thing, are both of them gonna attack? I think they are, actually. Yeah, right. Let's just check the mana. So it's 305, and then we harvest. We got about 200 mana from that thing, and I think it was a BFB, so the BFB would give about 200 mana. I think that these numbers are preset, so they're kind of good to know. But let me let me actually turn this thing off and we're draining way too much mana basically. So the whole point of this hero is just to kind of pay attention to the amount of mana that you have and just to make sure that you're using the correct spells at the correct time. So I don't want to jinx it, but I don't think that this hero does 1 tower chimps. I thought that this one would be so OP that it's going to be able to do 1 tower chimps by itself, but I don't think it does, guys, especially because it gets camo detection on like, what was it, like level 8 or something like that. So you know straight up this thing isn't going to be possible. But you see that? So the freeze seems to work on mobs actually, but it doesn't work on BFBs. Okay, we also have a new spell, so we have a lot of work to go through. So let's check out this one. This one is called Recovery. All spells are all spells are stopped. All attacks are paused. Corvus the Spirit go into deep meditation to replenish spells at a rapid rate. Oh, what? And now that we're full mana, here's what I want to do. I want to use some of these spells, and then I want to use the recovery one, because the recovery spell is going to stop everything, but it's going to replenish spells at a rapid rate. And I want to see how rapid that rate is. So let's just waste all of our mana. Let's just cast the, oh, I actually have to drag them. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that, and that is, let's use the meditation now. Let's see what happens. So the book gets closed, there's no spirit, and then let's watch the cooldowns. I mean, yeah, this is gonna have to get tested for sure, because I can't exactly see. Can I cancel this thing or what? I mean, cancels, but I saw the dismiss button, so I think that you can use it a little bit and then you can pause it if you need to like cast a spell or something like that. Let's use the level 10, by the way, and look at this thing. So the level 10 charges it, I don't want to say instantly, but basically I think it releases like a DPS pulse, and then that DPS pulse harvests a lot of souls. Okay, so that's very interesting. So is there a spell that we haven't tried besides this one that we're missing? And this one I feel like is going to be the most powerful one. And something else that you guys might be noticing is that Corvus is level 10 and we are on round 68. I don't think there is a hero that is as slow leveling as this one. This is insanely slow. So I think while you're doing all of these things, you're actually even supposed to be sacrificing mana and just giving him XP. So let me go into recovery so that we can speed up this cooldown. And you see there's this dismiss button. So as soon as this thing is up, I'm gonna hit the, oh no, actually it ends by itself when the cooldown is up. Okay, that's very good to know. So some of these spells, they seem to scale a little bit better than others, I think, but I would assume that all spells become a little bit stronger in some way. So I would assume that if I, for example, get an outcome, I can outbuff the well, I can outbuff the hero, but what does that do? I think it just buffs the haunt attack, the slimy thingy that appears. So if I use the call to arms, though, it should make the spirit stronger, right? So let's just check the damage. It's 7 damage. It's still 7 damage, but does it do the damage faster? I think it does. It's a little bit. Yeah, I think it just works like a normal sub tower, right? The spirit, in that you can't outbuff it, but you can basically anything like the attack speed or like the jungle jumps. Yeah, that thing is gonna work. I think it works like that. So let's see what this one is. This is supposed to be the last spell, the overload, and it's the most expensive one. Well, excluding this one, but this one just like sacrifices mana for XP. So I guess this one is the more important one. Overload. The spirit detonates with overwhelming energy. A moment later, the spirit rebuilds from the wispy remnants. Okay. And I know the perfect round for us to try this on, and it's coming up in a few rounds. It's actually round 76, and I'm gonna do that onto all of those ceramic balloons. So let's wait just 2 rounds, and we're gonna test this one. Let's cast this thing. When all of them are out, was that it? That was an explosion. I mean, I saw the explosion, but you kind of missed a couple of balloons, man. Okay, let's actually use the mana shield. Oh, never mind. I was gonna use the mana shield to kind of tank those lives, but I forgot we have a super there. But look at how this thing looks. It's very interesting. Wait, there's a question. Never mind. I just got the question answered. I was gonna ask if you can stack these up to a certain amount of lives, I guess, but it doesn't. What we saw in 76, if you guys remember, is that not all of the balloons got popped. That's because the spirit was in a bad spot while detonating it. So you have to kind of have the spirit in a good spot before doing this. So a little bit of planning going there. And let's just check the level. So we're at level, you know what, let me just buy this one. Malevolence does more damage and extra damage to okay, so Malevolence is the Ring of Fire. Let me just see how much extra damage you're talking about. So that's a full ceramic wave. It has a pierce cap, and it doesn't seem to be, oh my god, it cannot even be the, yeah, let me just use the trample. Let's wipe everything. And the trample doesn't do anything to mob class balloons, but that's interesting to know. Yeah, the Malevolence is absolutely the worst one, I think. I did not like Malevolence at all, I'm gonna be honest. But the Spirit seems to be it seems to be becoming a little bit stronger. So it's one-shotting rainbows at this point. I'm not sure how it does versus ceramics. I didn't quite catch that. But let me do my favorite combo. Let's do the Echo. We have a lot of balloons, and let's combo the Echo with all of these guys at the top. So let's do this one. Can I have even... Okay, so but this one turned off, it seems like. Let me use this one. Let me use the level 3 ability so we get some mana back. The aggression one turns off, it seems like. Let me turn off a couple of these guys. Let me use the level 10 ability, by the way. Let's gain some mana back. Let's only have the Storm active, and this one seems to turn off for some reason. So there is some interactions between the spells as well, it seems like. And I just we're gonna have to do a lot of testing for this hero, it seems like. Yeah. Okay, let me turn off this thing. Let me turn off the spear. Let me get some mana back. And yeah, this is, so far, my impression so far is that this is a very proactive hero. So you have to be here. Like, you have to be constantly clicking the buttons. You have to be refilling the mana. I mean, the mana refills by itself, but you have to keep using the abilities. So unless you're using the abilities, these mana refilling abilities, the level 3 and the level 10, you're not doing anything with this hero. And you also want to keep teleporting him, I guess, towards the action so that his mana refills. And there's also a lot of activity going on because he's a super slow leveling hero. So you want to be using the nourishment, but at the same time you want to be doing damage. I wouldn't say I'm that overwhelmed, but it's just way too many things. I mean, this is my first playthrough, to be honest, but it's just like way too many things. Let's do the Echo combo, which I like, and let's do the Fire one. So are both of them gonna leave fires? Yes, they are. I think they are. Yeah, both of them are leaving fire. So there's these small combos that you can do. Let me do this one, the freeze as well. And it's going to stop everything. Yeah, so there are some combos that you can do, but for some reason, okay, so everything ended. Okay, let's use the trample, and as the spirit is riding the trample horses, I'm going to use the overload, which is going to detonate. And I think that this is very important because you want to have your spirit detonate at a very specific spot, because as you guys saw in 76, it really much depends on where the spirit is that dictates how many of these balloons are going to get popped. So I want to target these fortified BFBs, so I'm going to use the trample, and then when the spirit is at the fortified BFBs, I'm going to use the overload and see if that is going to pop it. Yes, it is. That was beautiful. That was actually beautiful. So that's an extra combo, I guess. A little bit of a combo going there, and it popped all the fortified BFBs, which is good to know. But let's deal with these guys now. So let's do the Echo. Let's get the Storm going for some damage, and let's get the Spear. Let's see if these guys are going to be able to defend. I'm actually going to move this guy out of the way. I shouldn't be moving him out of the way. Yeah, we're going to lose. I'm going to move the hero. Oh my god, they actually defended. What? So let's try out some things. First off, I said that we're going to buy his level 20, so it's time to do that with level 17. So let me sell this and this. And that should be more than enough money, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that's level 20. Let's go into the spellbook and let's see if something changed. So the spells are exactly the same, it looks like. And what else do we want to try out? Let's move out the super again, and let's just watch how this thing is doing by itself. I mean, let's do the spear ability. Oh yeah, that's just a single spear. Oh my god. This is actually kind of defending, I think. And let's see how we do versus DT. So let me move the spirit back. We have the spear active. I'm actually going to turn it off, and I want to see how good the spirit is at level 20. But this is not representative because you're not going to have a level 20 hero. It seems like a level 20 Corvus, because he's just a super slow leveler. But we kind of dealt with them, and yeah, these spells, they actually do become a lot stronger. But you have to figure out which one are stronger than the others, and then you have to figure out the combo. So let me do the Echo, and let me do what else do we want to do? Let's do 2 fires with the Echo. So these fires they're actually kind of cleaning everything out. It's just that it doesn't last that long. That's kind of it. It doesn't last that long. And let's do, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so here's something that I want to try out. You guys remember how we did the trample plus the overload thingy? What if we do the Echo? Are we gonna have 2 horsemen? Yes, we are. Yes, so one of them comes out from, and if I do the explosion, yes, they're both gonna explode. I knew it. Yes, I knew they work like that, but you have to be very careful with this one. You have to plan this one. Yes, I knew that there were other combos available with this thing. Let's do that again. So here's what I'm doing. The Echo is going to split into 2 spirits. I'm going to use the trample, and that's 480 mana. So we don't have mana to cast the overload because we only have 800. But while these guys are active, I'm going to get some mana through the dark ritual, and then I'm going to use the overload, and both of them are going to explode. So I'm going to play on slow speed, but you kind of want to be fast. So 2 spirits get the trample. The second trample is actually coming out from the start, and then you do the explosion and bang, and that is beautiful. So that is another combo. So basically, the strongest spell that this hero has is the Echo, I think. And then you can do all of these other combos with the Echo. Yeah, that's just beautiful. I love this one. So this is probably going to be the most important spell that Corvus has, the Echo. And then what you're doing is you're probably playing around the recovery to get the Echo back as soon as possible. So as soon as this thing is out, I'm going to hit the dismiss button so it doesn't waste mana. And then let's try the Echo with something else. So let's try with the Ancestral Might, with the hands. And let's try it actually on the DD. So I'm going to move the super back. And let's do it as soon as they appear. I'm going to use it. Are we popping purple? It's not exactly, kind of. Let's use this thing. Let's use the hands, so they're both going to be slapping Bloons. Look at that. That's so funny. Look at these hands. They're slapping DDTs. So the attack doesn't go through layers, but it does a lot of damage. Is it going to last through the entire 95? No, it's not. But it was almost through the entire 95, which is good enough. Yes, that is exactly. I think I suspected this thing that the Echo would be the strongest one when we started with this hero, but yeah, it just turns out to be correct. I'm 99.9% sure that this is the strongest spell that this guy has, and you have to play around this thing. It looks like 4 rounds to go. We are going to see how this thing does versus the Bad Bloon, but it's gonna be 98 incoming, and I still want to do the same combo on 98 that we just did. So I'm gonna harvest a bunch of mana, and I want to make sure that these abilities are up for 98. So I want to do the overload thingy again. And let's do it again. So, can I do something else? Like, can we combo it even more? Like, maybe have these fire spirits? Because the thing with the fire spirits is that it leaves a trail. So let's do that. Let's get the fire spirits out. Let's get the trample out. Let's harvest mana. They're both leaving fire trails, and boom! And that was a lot of damage. And I love doing that. And now we're gonna hit the recovery so that we can get all these spells back faster. I mean, this is just a combo hero, man. This is just so fun. It's super fun. Let's get some mana back. And what else are we doing? I mean, I need these spells back as soon as possible, but I can see a lot of mobs at the back. How do we stop them? With the actual Inferno Ring? This is gonna be enough. I should have went for the Pierce. Oh, never mind. let's get this poor man's Inferno Ring. This thing doesn't do anything. The Malevolence. This thing is so bad. It isn't even active. What? It's not even activating. What? Why is it not active? Oh, because I have this thing on. Okay, so let's use the Malevolence. I mean, the circle is it bigger? I think it's a little bit bigger, actually. Let's use this thing. Let's get the Spear going. I feel like the Spear and the Storm are very good spells, and those are going to be one that give, like, consistent damage. And then everything else is just either you're going to combo with it, or I don't know what's going to happen. But let me just do this. Let's get all the mana back. Let me turn off a couple of spells. And let's wait for the round 100 bats. So how are we doing versus these guys? We're not doing that well, so let me give the Inferno Ring some camo detection so we can actually pop these DDTs. And let's figure out a way to pop the round 100 bat with Corvus. So how would that look like? We're gonna have to use the Echo to get 2 spirits, and then what? Maybe, oh, actually, first I'll sell this thing. So let's get the Echo up. Let's use the Storm. Let's use the Spear. Let's use the Inferno Ring, the Malevolence. Let me get some mana back. And let's just watch the damage. Yeah, that's not a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it's not a lot of damage. So let me turn off these guys. Can we get some ability to refresh over here? I mean, the level 3 seems to be faster than the level 10. Let me actually, we have 157 mana. So if I use the level 3 on the bat, it's gonna give us, it's about what, 270, something like that? Yeah, that sounds about right. And then let's use the level 10. Are we gonna get the full mana? I don't think so. Oh my god, we're not getting the full mana. So this thing relies on Pierce, actually. So it's kind of bad versus single target Bloons, at least for getting mana back. Let's do the Explosion, actually. How much damage does the Explosion do? 230, 315. And if I can't see, but you actually can't see. But it seemed to, I don't know, it looks like it did a decent amount of damage, I'm gonna be honest. But let's teleport. Let's use the level 3 abilities. You have to keep moving this guy where the action is, and keep using the level 3 and the level 10 ability. That's kind of annoying, I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna require a lot of micro, but that seems to be Corvus. So let's move him back, and as we end this thing, what else do we want to do? I mean, this is gonna be the final. Let's just use this one. Let's use this one, and let's do the blowback, which doesn't seem to do anything. Let's use the big hand to clap these guys. And there we go. That is Corvus. This is an amazing hero. Like, don't get me wrong, but this thing seems to be super complicated, super micro intense. And I'm gonna be honest, this is my type of hero. I know that a lot of people are not gonna like this, but this is my type of hero. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of learning. It's gonna be a lot of just combos, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't, and I don't know. This is gonna be a fun one to figure out. That's all I can say for now. So with that being said, I'm gonna do a lot of testing with this guy. I'm gonna do a lot more playthroughs, and we will see where this thing leads. But for now, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm probably gonna do a full video, a full review of these of the entire hero, of the combos that you can do with him. So stay tuned for that one. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one.